Are you a first-time home buyer hoping to buy a house this year with down payment assistance? If that's you, June is a really important month. In this episode, I'm going to teach you when that money becomes available and when it runs out and how you can take advantage.
Welcome to the Utah Homebuyers Quest podcast with Nelson Bars. Our mission is to give you hope, knowledge, and encouragement on your quest for home ownership.
Housing affordability is at its worst point since 1986.
Higher mortgage rates are impacting Utah's housing market. Potential buyers out there being priced out.
It's getting tougher by the day to afford a home.
Many factors are making it very, very difficult with no relief in sight.
Homeownership may seem like an impossible mountain to climb in today's world. We're here to say that it is possible, and we're here to be your guide, to climb with you, to urge you forward all the way to the closing table. We believe in home ownership, and we believe in you.
Well, welcome back to the podcast. I'm so excited you're here again. My name is Nelson Bars. I am a mortgage broker based out of Layton, Utah. I've been doing loans for over 25 years, and I'm excited to help you get a home. And I want to congratulate you for taking yet another step on your quest for home ownership. It's definitely a climb these days, and I'm here to help you. I'm here to be your guide and to climb with you all the way. Today, I want to talk to you about something that could save you thousands of dollars and potentially help you buy a home sooner than you thought possible. If you're hoping to buy a home this year, June may be one of the most important months on your calendar. Why? Because many city and county programs for down payment assistance receive new funding on July 1st. People are lining up to get the money, and they've been running out every year lately. And once the funding is gone, it's gone until next year on July 1st. You may qualify for the program. You may have found the perfect home. You may have everything lined up, but if the funding runs out before you're ready, you could find yourself waiting for the next funding cycle, or more likely, moving forward with your purchase another way without the grant program, and that means more cash out of your pocket, both at closing and monthly for the rest of the term of that loan. That's why I'm here to tell you June is the month to prepare. This is the time to get pre-approved and to understand your options, to put yourself in a position to take advantage of the funding as soon as it becomes available and before it's gone. Today, I want to explain why these programs exist, why July 1st is so important, and some common mistakes I see people make and how I can help you understand and apply for these programs so that you don't miss opportunities that could help you become a homeowner. Let's start with a simple question. Why do cities and counties offer down payment assistance in the first place? The answer is communities want people like you to become homeowners. When more people own homes, neighborhoods tend to be more stable, families stay longer, and communities grow. They grow stronger, and roots grow deeper. The challenge, as I'm sure you know, is that home prices have increased dramatically over the last few years, and you may be able to afford the monthly mortgage payment, but coming up with enough money for a down payment and closing costs can feel overwhelming. That's exactly why these programs exist. Their purpose is to help bridge the gap between being financially capable of paying the monthly payment for a home and actually having enough cash saved to get there. Now, these programs aren't available to everyone. Many of them, in fact, all of them, have income limits. Many of them have location requirements, and some only work with certain cities and certain counties. But if you qualify, they can provide meaningful assistance that helps you get into a home sooner. And one thing you may not realize, however, is that nearly all these programs get their money from HUD. And the money comes on July 1st. That's the beginning of their fiscal year. Currently, they're all pretty much out of money. There's not very many of them that actually have funds right now here in June 2026 to lend. They're all planning to receive the money on July 1st. So the administrators of these programs are gearing up. And so are a lot of buyers who want to take advantage. Think of it like opening day. The account gets replenished, the funds become available, and people who have already prepared begin applying and being allocated money from this program. And of course, with all of them, the challenge is there's only so much money available. And as you might imagine, there are a lot of home buyers who qualify and who want to take advantage of this money and are getting ready. Some programs do have enough money to last all year. Others don't. Some are fully allocated by the end of the first month, and some last until January, February. It just depends. That's why preparation matters so much. The earlier you've prepared, the more options that you're going to typically have. I learned this lesson the hard way a few years ago. I had a client, a buyer, who I was working with, and he qualified for the Davis County Assistance Program, which is an awesome program. He stood to receive $50,000 of down payment assistance. We did everything right. He got pre-approved, and we submitted the file to Davis County, but he hadn't found a home yet. The folks at Davis County were kind. They told me that he qualified, but the funding was almost gone, so please hurry and find a home. And I'm sure they were telling that to everyone who applied. So with his realtor's help, they went out and they found a home, and they were pretty quick about it. It only took them less than a week from that moment to find a house. And we submitted the contract, and then we received the news. He's approved, but the funding is gone. Funds are depleted. The program had run out of money. It wasn't a month ago. It wasn't a week ago. It was literally the day of his approval. Someone else received the final allocation of down payment assistance. So that was a tough conversation, a tough phone call to make. He did end up buying the home, but without the Davis County money. So his monthly payment was like $200 more than it could have been every month. It was certainly disappointing for everyone. And it's one of the reasons why I'm talking about this today. What happened to him doesn't have to happen to you, but it does mean that waiting can have consequences. The sooner you start preparing, the better your chances of taking advantage of available funding. So let's talk about some of the programs that are worth watching. Every year, I keep a close eye on programs throughout Utah. A few of them are worth paying attention to, especially the Davis County and the Utah County programs, and I would also say the Ogden program. There are also statewide programs and city programs. Layton City has a really, really good one. Utah Housing has some awesome ones that don't typically run out of money, and others that do, but those are available statewide. The important thing to understand is that every program is different. Different guidelines and different amounts of assistance, different funding levels. They can help. Some of them can only help. There's a program for disabilities from the state of Utah, but they only get enough to help like 12 families a year. And so it's really important to be ready to apply as soon as their funding becomes available. Some of them have different property requirements and different documentation requirements too. However, because the money comes from HUD for almost all of them, they all pretty much have the same income limits. The income limits are established by HUD and based on the area median income. So you have to be below 80% of the area median as a household to qualify for most of these programs. It also depends on the size of your household. So right now I'll give you some examples. So let's look at a family of 4. In Davis County, the limit would be $96,400 per year. If you have a family of 5 or 6, then that limit would be higher. If you have a family of 2 or 3, the limit would be lower. So Salt Lake County, for a family of 4, the limit is $98,150 per year. And in Utah County, the limit is $94,950 per year. If you're thinking about buying in a different area, just give me a call or send me an email. I can get you the limits for your size of family and exactly where you're looking to buy, and I can help you look at programs that may or may not be available. I do want to say that if you're under these income limits, you're probably thinking that it's too soon for you to buy a home. And if that's you, let's talk. Now, maybe it is too soon, and if it is, I'll be happy to walk with you as long as it takes. That's part of the reason why we have this podcast. But you have to understand that these assistance programs are meant for you. And it's really fun for me to have the opportunity to work with someone who actually qualifies. If you wait until you make a little more money, if you wait until you feel totally ready to make that monthly payment, you're going to wait past your eligibility for these programs. You're going to get a raise and you're not going to be able to get it. So let me help you. Let me look at these options. Let me show you what your monthly payment could be while you're eligible for the down payment assistance. And if you decide to wait, we'll wait and we'll work on getting you ready. Now, these programs, they're all different. It can get really confusing. And just a warning for you, you might do some research and find things online that were accurate 2 years ago, but have since changed. We've also found a lot of programs on their own website that say they're out of money, but in reality, they're not. So you might hear about a program from a friend, and then they were able to qualify, but you can't, and you don't really know why. Or you might find out that your situation is different than theirs. There's just a lot of nuance to this, and you might spend hours researching and still not know whether you qualify. And that's exactly why many people become frustrated before they ever get started. I just want you to know I can make it simple for you, and I would love to help. I want to share some common mistakes that I see all the time for people who are looking for grant programs. Obviously, the first one I've been talking about is just waiting too long, assuming that the funding will be there forever. The second mistake is waiting until you've found a house. If you're already shopping for homes and then you start wondering whether you qualify for assistance, you're making things harder than they need to be. It's much better to understand your options before you begin your search. It might inform the purchase prices that you're looking at or the areas that you're searching for homes in, right? The third mistake is assuming that you will qualify. Some programs have fairly strict requirements, income limits, property limits. In fact, I've had plenty of conversations with people who earn just enough money to qualify to buy a house, but too much money to qualify for the down payment assistance. That's one of the reasons it's important to evaluate these programs individually instead of making assumptions. The fourth mistake is assuming all assistance is free money. Most of the city and county programs that I work with are structured as deferred loans. So that means those funds are repaid when you sell your home and may have to be repaid when you refinance. It just depends on the program. So the word grant is probably not the most accurate way to describe these programs, and that's why you'll hear down payment assistance instead. They're still incredibly valuable, but it's important to understand exactly how they work. And the fifth mistake is trying to figure everything out on your own. There's just too many programs, too many rules, too many changes from year to year. And this is where I think I can provide a lot of value. When you call me, I'm going to look at your entire situation. Where are you hoping to buy? How much income does your household earn? What loan program fits your goals and timelines? What assistance programs might be available that fit those parameters? And are there restrictions that you need to know about to modify your plans and go where the money is, right? Can different programs be combined? I've had clients who've been able to get 2 down payment assistance programs at the same time. And then, of course, what is the funding timeline for these programs? Is it currently available? How soon may it run out? And we can put together a timeline that works for you and for the down payment assistance program. We also need to know if it's time to apply now, or do we need to get you out looking with a realtor first and making offers? Some of the programs want you to apply before you find a home. Some of them want you to apply after. And some of them want you to take a class before you apply. And so if you don't take the steps in order, you might find there's not time after you find a house to get the money. So these are all important questions, and the reality is that you probably don't want to spend your evenings researching dozens of websites trying to figure it all out. And you don't have to. That's my job. We offer a down payment assistance concierge service. Instead of just giving you a handful of phone numbers like we used to do, our team is going to help you sort through the options, identify the programs that fit, and we go further. Rather than just asking you to apply and arrange the funds and hoping the money shows up on closing day, we can do that for you most times. We can work with their underwriters while we're working with our underwriters, and we already have your income documents. We already have all the details they may need about you, so why not let us process that for you with our knowledge and our experience? That's what we do. We are good at processing loans, so we've extended that to processing down payment assistance applications as well. We don't just send you out there on your own to figure this out. So let's imagine 3 different scenarios. In the first scenario, you call me in June. We get you pre-approved. We review available programs. We identify an opportunity that fits your situation. July 1st arrives and you are ready to move. You're already out looking at homes with your realtor, and you soon find one that you love and you make an offer. You're one of the first in line to get the down payment assistance, and it saves you hundreds of dollars per month on your home for the next 30 years. Pretty sweet. Now let's imagine another scenario. You wait until November. Program funding is running out, so we're rushing to find a house. And you're doing so under the pressure of knowing that the assistance may vanish at any moment. Maybe you end up settling for a home that's not perfect. It's not exactly what you wanted because it's the best thing you could find under the time constraints. In the third scenario, you wait until the new year to get pre-approved. And during that meeting, you learn from me that the program that would have been perfect for you ran out of money in the fall. So you have to wait until next July to buy your home if you want the down payment assistance. Now, what if you get a raise between now and July? Or you graduate from college, you get that career job that you were working toward. Missing the cutoff 1 year could be missing the cutoff forever because your income is not always going to be below the program limits. So which of these three scenarios would you rather be in? Obviously, you'd rather be in the first, right? Preparation creates the options. It preserves your options. It's really nice to have time on your side and the down payment taken care of as you're searching for your new home. So if you're hoping to buy a home, in closing, I just want to say, if you're wondering whether you qualify for down payment assistance, now is the time to find out. Let's get you pre-approved. Let's review your options. Let's identify what may fit your situation. And let's make sure you're ready when the new funding comes available. I want you to know, too, that when you meet with me, there is no fee and there is no obligation. I get paid by the lender when we close. And in the meantime, I'm going to work hard and I'm going to put my experience and knowledge to work to help you succeed on this quest, on your noble quest for home ownership. That may sound funny, but I do think it's noble. Just by listening to this podcast and researching like you are, you're changing your life and your family's trajectory. You're literally leading your family and your posterity to a better place. And I commend you for it. And I'm here for it. I would love to walk with you along this journey. So give me a call. Let's put together a plan. And thank you for listening. Let's do it again soon.
Thank you for listening to the Utah Homebuyers Quest podcast with Nelson Bars, your place for a strong dose of inspiration and knowledge so you can stay on top of your quest for home ownership. If you have a question or comment for the show, we'd love to hear from you. Visit homebuyersquest.com to record a voice memo or submit your question. You can also join our Facebook community to interact with experts and fellow travelers. Search Homebuyers Quest on Facebook to find the group and join the conversation. But with just a simple click to subscribe, we'll invite you back to the next episode. And remember, we believe in home ownership and we believe in you.